What's up everyone? I wanted to make this quick video to show you how to take LUTs from Davinci Resolve and export them so that way they can be opened in Adobe Lightroom. If any of you are like me and enjoy taking photos as well as videos, sometimes it's nice to be able to match the looks across the two. I shoot on a Nikon Z8 when I travel, and I like to have the LUTs that I use for video also be able to be used for photos. So this is going to be a way that you can take LUTs from Davinci, convert them to be used in Lightroom, export them, and then open them in Lightroom so that you can color with them there. So here's a quick shot that I exported from Lightroom. I imported this off of my camera and then I exported it as a TIFF. There are no changes to this. This is the default color space that it is in Lightroom. It's the Adobe color or something. And now I have it here. So the key to converting a LUT to be used on something like this is the color space transform at the very beginning. So you'll want to drop a CST on here, set the input color space and gamma both to sRGB. And then your output color space is going to be whatever the LUT is that you're using. So in this case, I'm going to use one of my red LUTs. So I'm going to set the color space to red wide gamut. Then I'm going to set my gamma to red log 3G10. And then I'll make a new node and I'll drop a LUT on here. So now you can see the before and after. It links up pretty well. In between the CST and the LUT, you can do grading, because in this space, if I isolate this, you can see it's red wide gamut log 3G10. So you can add whatever adjustments you want to in here. Keep in mind, you're not color grading this image, you're making a LUT. This is something that ideally you'll want to be able to apply to multiple images, not just one. So just take that into account when you're making your adjustments. I'm just taking a little bit of green out of this. All right, I like that. You get some filmic undertones, you get the point. So at this point, I'm gonna right click on my image here. By the way, if you don't have this bar, it's up here, this clips tab, that will open and close the clips that you can see. So right click on that, go to generate LUT, 65 point cube, that'll just be the highest quality. And then name it whatever you want. I'm gonna name it Awesome LUT from Davinci, Jake is cool, save. And then at this point, you can open up Photoshop. So I'm going to find just a random raw image that I've shot with my photo, and I'm going to open this in Adobe Photoshop. So what this will do is open Adobe Camera Raw, and then you want to click on the picture of the two eggs here for the profiles, and then you want to Alt click on Create Preset. You have to press Alt on your keyboard. And then I'm gonna name this whatever. So I'm gonna name this Jake is cool, awesome LUT from Davinci. And then I'm going to create a new group for this LUT, and I'm gonna just call this Davinci. And then I'm going to uncheck anything here in this box, because I don't want any of these to carry with the LUT. And then I'm going to go to color lookup table, and I'm going to click on the LUT that we just made and open that. So I've done some extensive testing on whether you should keep the gamut to clip or extend. I think extend looks a little bit better, but you can play around with the different options, see what you like the best. Down here, you are just influencing how much the amount slider can be used within Lightroom. I like setting the max at 100% because I don't ever want to push the LUT further than it was designed to go. That is entirely a preference thing though. So at this point you can click OK. Now one thing to note is that you cannot have Lightroom open while you're doing this, otherwise it won't update your profiles. It won't hurt anything, but it won't be able to update until you close Lightroom and reopen it after creating this LUT. So I'm gonna hit OK, and at that point I can open up Lightroom. All right, now that we're in Lightroom, I'm on my image. You can be any image. I'm going to go over here to the profile selector and open up this tab here. And then in the Davinci tab, you have the LUT that we just made. So I'm going to click on that and then click close. And you can see if I toggle the before and after, we now have that LUT here in Lightroom. And then I can make adjustments under it just as I would any other image. And it's looking pretty cool. So that's a very quick and easy way to take LUTs from Davinci Resolve and put them in Lightroom. I found my favorite method is to just export images as TIFFs when they're in the normal Adobe Color space like this, then doing an sRGB to some sort of log format. It can be DaVinci Wide Gamut, it can be whatever you want it to be, and then you can build LUTs and import them into Lightroom and make your own presets. It's pretty great. So thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something new here. I'm hoping to upload some good production side videos in the near future, breaking down lighting and shooting and things of that sort. I've been waiting on a few key elements to make this happen, but that is the goal of the channel, is to spread all areas of production. So hopefully I'll see you guys soon, and I hope you have a great rest of the holiday season. Now, really quick before we leave, I also want to show you one other cool tip. If you're using something like Dehancer, for instance. So I'm going to take Dehancer and I'm going to drop it onto this node. It's already set up for Rec 709, which is great. So I'm going to Alt-click on just one of these tabs to minimize everything. I'm going to go to the bottom, click Options, and then Disable All Tools, just because I want to start from scratch. So as you see, if I bypass this node with Shift D, nothing is happening. So I'm going to go to the Print tab, and I'm going to change this to 2383, click Enable, and then I'm just going to play with some of these settings like tonal contrast. And I'm essentially what I'm doing is just building a look. So let's say that I have the film look here that I really like. Then the same thing would happen as what I showed you earlier, but the difference is that you have to export from Dehancer. So you'd want to go to LUT Generator and then change your LUT size to the biggest that it can do, which in this case is 33 by 33, and then you would export that LUT. After exporting that LUT, it's the exact same process as what we did earlier when we built the LUT without Dehancer. So Dehancer really does streamline things in that aspect, and it's just something to note. All right, peace.